So you want to thrift like a pro, or maybe even a novice. Well, I have 10 tips for you that will help you along the way when you start your thrifting journey. So sit back, relax. I'm going to share these 10 tips that I use so that you can have a successful thrift shop. Number one, and I have my little list here, so I will be referring to it, okay? So, number one, the first thing you want to do is plan, okay? What I like to do is go on Google and type in thrift stores, consignment shops, things of that nature, boutiques in your area, or even maybe a little bit outside of your area, so that you can find out exactly where you want to go. You can map your chart, how you want to travel from one thrift store to the next thrift store. So always have a plan in mind as far as where you want to go, what location you want to go. Do you want to shop at a Goodwill or a high-end consignment shop? Just always do your research before you go instead of just hitting the streets willy-nilly. Sometimes that's a good idea to do too, don't get me wrong. But to be successful, the best way you can be successful is to make sure you have a plan of where it is you want to go check out, okay? Tip number 2, dress comfortable. When you're out there in them Goodwill and thrift store streets, you want to make sure that not only that you're comfortable, but also that you're able to slip on something like some joggers. Like what I like to do, I like to put on some little stretch pants, some shoes that you can slip in and out of comfortably, quick, without having to tie up or strap up. Just something to slide in, and a form-fitting top. Because a lot of times your thrift stores may not have a dressing room to try on. Since COVID, they locked a lot of the dressing rooms down, right? So what I normally do, like I said, is just wear something form-fitting so that I can easily try on my outfits over my clothes. Okay? Tip number 3, always make sure that you eat before you thrift. And also carry you something, because it's nothing like being out there, shopping. In the middle of shopping, you have this hunger, headache, or you become hangry, or whatever the case may be, right? So just carry you a bottle of water, maybe an apple or orange, some nuts, something that you can have in your purse that, if you should get hungry along the way, you can just easily just reach in your bag and grab it, and you're good to go. But like I said, make sure you eat before you go, because it's nothing like being out there hungry and then have to leave all them goodies in the store while you go try to find something to eat. Tip number 4, pick and choose. Like I said, pick and choose which locations you want to go to. You also want to know the difference between a thrift store, a consignment shop. You have some consignment shops are high end. Some shops are just strictly tailored to vintage. So a lot of these stores or thrift stores, or anything that's considered resale, something that was previously worn, is considered a thrift item, regardless if it comes from a Goodwill, regardless if it comes from a boutique. You just have to know there are different levels to thrifting. So keep that in mind, right? Tip number 5. So get creative. So when you're out there searching for items, get creative. You can see how you can take a dress, especially a button-down dress, and you can turn it into a duster. Or you can take a skirt and make that a top. So just kind of like be creative when you're out there shopping. Just envision, I should say. Just envision or reimagine that piece of article that you have, how else you could style it. So also, tip number 6 is to, let's take a 6. I said be creative. Okay, also you want to make sure that you check out the different areas. So like the men's section, for instance. I love going into the men's section because you can find some good items. Like I found a lot of good blazers in there for myself. I love to wear blazers, especially in the wintertime. Have some blazers and some jeans or some slacks. And also my wife, she likes blazers. So that's a win-win for both of us, right? And also the athletic wear in the men's department. I actually found an authentic Duke jersey. I love Duke, North Carolina Duke. And I wear that, especially during the Sweet 16 for the basketball. I represent Duke, so you can just find a lot of good little gems in the men's department. So don't bypass that. Tip number 7, don't only just go into also your size. A lot of department stores, the thrift stores, or what have you, nowadays are having size, by sizes, which I love. Don't get me wrong, I love that. But a lot of times you may miss something that, let's say, that is in a size small, but you may find a large over there, or you may want to shop in the large even though you wear a small, that you can take a piece and, if you like oversized clothing, that may be a good option for you. So don't just stick with your size. What I tend to find is that, especially your vintage items, they run a little smaller. So, you always, like I said, just don't always just check your particular size. You'll be surprised at what you may find in a different size. Tip number 8. Also, what I like to do is I like to determine beforehand, okay, what am I thrifting for? So if you're, say for me, I say, okay, I only want to go thrift for shoes today. I'll only go to the shoe department. And I may go to another store and only go to the shoe department. If I have something really particular that I'm looking for, and if it's shoes, that cuts down on my thrifting time as far as wandering around aimlessly looking at everything that's in the store, when I can just hone into that one particular section that I'm really interested in purchasing from. So shoe section, that's it. Next door, shoe section, that's it. Next door. You see where I'm going with that, right? Okay. Tip number 9. Always be considerate of when you're shopping and you have a lot of things inside your cart and you say you don't want them. Perhaps don't just leave the cart there, or don't just throw stuff, anywhere. Take the time to put things back where you found them. It helps out the workers in the store. It also helps out other people who are shopping that may be looking for that gem that you put back just anywhere. So just kind of be considerate, right? And just put things back where they would go. And tip number 10, I think I may have missed something along the way. Just making sure, right quick. Yeah, I think that was it. So tip number 10 is make sure that not only that you, once you have all your goodies inside the basket, right? Try on everything. That is key. Try on everything. There's nothing worse than, thinking that you can wear something, spend your coins on it, and you go home and it doesn't fit. Granted, some places do have a return policy, but I don't like wasting my time like that. So I try things on. That's why I said, dress comfortably, something that you can easily step in and out. And also reevaluate the things that you put in your cart. A lot of times I just throw things in the cart, and then before I check out, I go through the cart, I look at, am I really going to wear this? Am I going to be disappointed if I leave it behind? Am I going to be thinking about that item once I leave the store because I left it behind? So just reevaluate your cart. Check out your cart before you check out. That's a good tip for you right there. So that's my 10 tips that I use to make sure that I have a successful thrift. Oh, I'm going to give you a bonus tip. I'm sorry. We're going to call this bonus tip. A bonus tip also is to know that when you are out there thrifting, right, that you not only want to make sure that you know everything I already told you, those little 9 tips, but also make sure that you are aware that when you're thrifting, right, a lot of the times people feel that thrifting is like, oh, I don't want to wear anybody's hand-me-downs or this, that, and the other. Change your mindset, okay? Because you have to realize, right, those same pieces that you find in a high-end department store, someone gave those away because for whatever reason it may be. So that item is still from a high-end store, right? Good quality, but you're now purchasing it in a shop that was resold. So, change your mindset about, oh, I don't want to wear nobody's hand. And mind you, that's your choice. That's your preference. I understand. But sometimes we just have to be mindful and just change your mindset on how you view thrifting, because I remember back in the back day, some kids, when I was growing up, like, do I want to hand-me-downs? I don't want nobody hand-me-down. Now, I love thrifting. I've been thrifting since I was like in high school or a little bit before high school. So, yeah, just get out there, be creative, and just do the doggone thing. And happy thrifting to you. And I hope you find some wonderful, wonderful gems out there. And share those with me, right? And drop it down in the comment section. So if you like what you've seen, you like what you heard, come back and subscribe to me, leave me a comment, and I'll respond back. You guys have a good evening. Peace and blessings.